Take a moment and think about where you live. Not necessarily the location on a map, but the environment around you. Is it beautiful, fresh, and alive, with big trees and pretty environments? Or is there more pollution and smog? Do you live right beside toxic waste sites and smog-producing factories? Your environment may not be a coincidence. You may be a victim of environmental racism, the result of a discriminatory system that involves poor people of color exposed to increased harm from pollution due to community placements. I have had the privilege to live in nice neighborhoods all my life. It should be the universal experience for all kids to grow up in a neighborhood where they will grow up healthy and safe. However, there are many instances where that is not the case. Flint, Michigan's water crisis is the most obvious example of this. Flint is a city with a majority black population. Flint's residents suffered from contaminated water starting in April 2014. It was a lead seepage into the pipes when the city switched water supply. Once they sent in complaints about the poor water quality, they were ignored by the government for months because they were denying it was a serious problem. It is an institutionalized racism that is ingrained into our system that causes the main issue. This could have been simply dealt with, but was not confronted by the decision makers the way it should have been, which is why many people question, quote, would things have been done differently if it wasn't Flint, end quote. City and state leaders were slow to recognize the crisis that was created by the decisions they failed to make. There was not much effort put into helping the people in these areas because of their lack of voice in government. These leaders could get away with ignoring the protesters in Flint, Michigan for longer in order to save money in the city. The people's welfare took a back seat to saving money, and that is the biggest problem and why this is one of the biggest examples of environmental racism. It is damaging the minority communities that don't deserve to have their voices dismissed like this. As stated before, this is ingrained into our system. It's extremely important to realize that so the system can be fixed. But before it can be fixed, everyone must identify that racism is not a relic of the past. The first step is educating yourself about issues like this. Flint, Michigan is one of the multiple cases that persist even to this day. Here are some articles and videos to start with. Everyone should be able to grow up with the safety of an environmentally healthy neighborhood, so we need to work together to make that possible.